Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim here with Drink a Beer and Play a Game, and welcome to another episode of the Power Hour.
Yes, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 167. Thank you for joining us tonight. It is good to be back.
It sure is, and took a little vacay. Surprisingly, didn't turn completely into a tomato, and I'm glad to be back. Chambers, thank you for holding down the fort, even though I didn't really do an episode.
Too much. It's funny what you call it. A couple people reached out to me. They're like, "Dude, I would have done an episode with you." I was like, "I would have gladly done an episode with someone." But I don't know how to upload the podcast to the website, so we should have planned ahead with that, and then we could have done it, and then we wouldn't have missed a week. But oops.
But we're back, and I do hope you guys got in double the amount of questions for us, both from last week and this week. Did they, Jim?
I mean, we have a lot of questions. So.
Okay, good. So yeah, no, it was a fun time. A topic I'm going to bring up a little bit on a little, which is better.
Brad, you going on a little tour?
I did.
All right.
So, but Chambers, what you got in your glass tonight?
Well, Brian, since we took a little break, I figured I owed it to everyone to up my game up a little bit tonight. So I am drinking from the Four Hands Brewing Company, their Madagascar Triple Chocolate. So this is an imperial milk stout aged in bourbon barrels with Madagascar vanilla and single origin cacao. Comes in at 9.3% alcohol by volume.
Ooh.
Right, I will give you a guess as to how much one can of this costs.
One can Madagascar Triple Chocolate. $14.
Actually, that's right in the middle. Online it says 13, but where my wife got it, it was 15. So.
Okay.
Yeah, every place limits you to like one per can that you go there. So,
You said it was Four Hands?
Four Hands Brewing, yeah.
Where are they out of?
St. Louis. This is where my wife was out in St. Louis. So she grabbed me a 6-pack of stuff, and this was one of them.
Nice. Yeah, Jim, I'm glad I've been able to convert you into a little bit of a stout boy now.
This is a nice old dark boy. I've already had a sip of it already, and it tastes like chocolate fucking candy. It's amazing.
I'm just glad I healed your racist heart.
Look, Bri, I fapped to certain things long before I drank them, all right?
Damn it, Jim. God damn it. All right. Well, Jim.
No. Never mind. Let's move on.
Is this going to be another Kevin Spacey moment for you, Jim?
Nope.
So, Jim is classing it up. I am also on vacation. Both my kids managed to get sick, so of course they gave it to Daddy because that's what kids do. I'm classing it down with Jim's specialty, Coors Light.
You got some role reversal going on today.
I need it. I wasn't gonna not drink because that'd be blasphemy, but I figured to hydrate me, I'd drink something easy. So yeah, I went down to Coors Light.
Smart. Bro, you need to get your rest. We got too many games this weekend.
Oh, sure. Don't worry. I already have that. Why the fuck? Well, I already have that well planned out. But yeah, speaking of too many games, Jim, I know we announced it a while ago, but we are going to be there. And it's going to be 2 days away from this podcast. If you haven't already, Jim's going to, I'm sure, be sending out plenty of tweets talking about it. But we hope to see some of you there. If you do see us, make sure, come say hi. Come drink a beer with us, whatever you want to do. We will have merch that we want to just give out to some of you guys. So really hope we get to see some of you out there.
Yeah, definitely. So like Brian said, if you see us, please feel free to come on up and say hi. We are very appreciative to meet anyone that we can. Hopefully I won't be as much of a mess as I was last year, but that remains to be seen.
I mean, even if you are, Jim, this time I'm literally just going to put a tracker on you. So when you go pee, you can't get lost. Or
I do kind of need a dog collar tracker.
You really do.
Or like Life Alert. I need like the drunk version of Life Alert.
Jim,
That's actually
you know what?
a good idea.
Dude, actually,
Holy
you just
shit.
inspired me. All those terrible, like, as found on TV commercials where it's like, it's in the black and white and so it shows someone doing something foolishly.
Yeah.
But the bad part is you really are that person in that commercial. Like when they show them like, have trouble with your dishes and the guy's like fumbling and it all falls. That's really you when you're drunk.
I hate that I can't deny this.
So, yeah, I mean, we're going to figure something out. Like I said, Dan will be there.
Do we just call it Drunk Alert? What do we gotta ban this thing.
There's got to be something. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm going to be handling Jim. So hopefully, if we do talk to any of you, I'll probably be doing more of the talking.
If I'm still conscious by then, yes.
So yeah, I'm definitely excited. And you know what, Jim? I do have one goal. I at least want to buy. Last time we were there, I think I bought Resident Evil. Excuse me. Survive. What the hell is it called?
Yeah, I think you did Survivor.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that, and then I got my son Monsters Inc. on like PS1 or PS2.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get at least 2 games for myself. I want to get like 2 games. Now, obviously, I lean into the horror stuff. I know they're going to be balls expensive, but this time, that's my goal. Are you planning on actually collecting anything?
I'm not really planning on getting anything. Like, if I find a decent deal on maybe like a TurboGrafx game, because I haven't bought one in a good calendar year, maybe I'll just be like, yeah, what the hell, and going on it. But last year when I was there, I only bought one game, and it was a Switch game. So, yeah, I mean, prices aren't getting any easier, so we're going to have to be real picky.
Jim, this might be the year. Just bite the bullet. Get the Vectrex.
No, Brian, because our good friend Todd will be buying me this Vectrex.
Actually, I've already spoken with him. He's going to buy it and then hand it to me. As the look in your eye goes to pure fury.
Look, we just get a Vectrex for the page. I'll play it. That means I don't have to pay for it. I don't give a fuck.
Speaking of games, Chambers, what have you been playing this past 2 weeks, actually?
Not a lot. So, actually, in the week we were off, I wound up getting this big-ass box of games from my one friend, Ryan. Like, his uncle was just clearing out a bunch of stuff. So, I started filming an unboxing for it. And by the end, I was like, holy shit, I just talked for 40 minutes. So, working on that, I was like, I haven't had a ton of time. I actually did pop my cherry, Brian. And I had the full-on Soulsborne experience. I had the joy of playing Elden Ring for a little bit and getting a good amount of runes. I could have done some grinding, but I was like, let me try what this room is. And it was a boss room. I knew it was a boss room going in, but I was like, I think I'm decently statted right now. Completely unprepared for it. And I got to experience the joy of being completely unprepared for a boss room and having all my runes stuck in that rune. So that's just wasted, gone experience and time. And I wasted about 2 hours of my time. And I was furious.
Jim, you mean it's not the grind that you loved so much?
I mean, I'll go back to it, but like I was talking about that with some people, and they're like, yeah, that's a Souls game. And I was like, this is what it's like. This is what it is.
I mean, it, and I've argued, and everyone has I don't care what anyone's opinion. Like, my argument is the accomplishment of when you do finally beat it doesn't equate to the amount of frustration and time wasted to get to that point. In my opinion, like other people, I'm sure, but like you said, that's easily 2 hours plus however many hours you grind it before then. Plus, if you die before you get back there, you'll never get that shit back.
No, that's stuck in the boss room. I'm never getting it back. So I just have to like abandon those runes.
But you can't, if you go back to that boss room.
Yeah, but I still have to beat the boss to leave the room.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, if you, assuming, let's say you go back there, you don't die, and you beat him, then you may get them back.
I mean, yes, assuming I do a shitload more grinding for another 10 hours, level up a bunch of times, and somehow make my way back there without dying to get them back, then yes, I guess it's plausible.
Yeah, and that's the conundrum that is Soul games.
So I'm just kissing that experience goodbye, basically. So that's cute. But besides that, I obviously played Turtles Shredder's Revenge with you on stream. I had a very good time with it. I mean, check out the link to our last video on the page. It's our upload of our stream of it. That was really fun. And I've actually gone back to Mario and Rabbids to try and finish that off. I was about halfway through it before, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm finishing this thing off. I'll add it to the list. So
yeah, nice.
And then I eventually got to get back to like Halo Wars and the other things I was working on. So
nice. Now, Jim, when you said you were woefully prepared for that boss, was this equivalent to which final was it we were doing that you just kind of gave up in the middle of? Remember you were taking that one test and you were like, I'm done.
No, I think that was a midterm. That was a midterm, and I just like got up after 5 minutes and I just walked to the front of the class. And he's like, are you done already? I was like, nope, I'm dropping the class. He was like, what the hell? You can't do that. I was like, sure can.
It was such an impressive display of, I'm not even going to try.
Look, I'm just going to waste my time. I'm going to waste your time. And the results are going to be about 10 points away from the same. So at this point, I might as well just cut my losses. So.
So is that the same feeling you got now with this game?
Kind of. I gave it way more tries in that boss fight than I did for that test, I'll tell you that.
All right.
I went back there a good 5-6 times before I went, I don't think this is happening.
So yeah, I most of my gaming actually was when I was on vacation. We did hit up a good amount of arcades. There's some last time you've been to arcades. There's like a lot of interesting shooters now that like they incorporate like water guns too.
Oh yeah. Like there's the Plants vs Zombies one, and there's like one or two others. Yeah.
Yeah, like there was that. There was the giant is it Space Invaders or Galaga? It's like a ginormous screen. I think you and I played it somewhere before.
Yeah, Dave & Buster's. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
But I don't know. We did a lot of very interesting little games. It was more for the kids though. So I did that. I played obviously Shredder's Revenge when I came back Thursday. That game I still defend, Jim. I think is better than Streets of Rage 4.
I mean, I'll say it leaves a way better first impression. Like I will not argue that at all. I gotta put more time into it single player before I can, definitively say either way. It's really good though, don't get me wrong. But yeah, no, it leaves a way better first impression. I will 100% say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I went back and I played a couple of those stages, first couple stages as Casey Jones. So, yeah, it really is fun. I will say, but I feel the same way about Streets of Rage 4. It is infinitely more fun with somebody. Like, it's fine single player, but both games, they give me the same exact vibes going single player. I'm like, it's fine. I can get through it fine. But the fun is like kind of working together and competing with someone at the same time.
Yeah, I can see that. No, I mean, like, you know me, I was obsessed with Streets of Rage 4, so I was more than fine playing that by myself. But yeah, I'll have to see how that rolls with TMNT.
Now, other than that, though, oh, you know what? I did download the latest Forza. I've been wanting to get back into racing games, and it's free on Game Pass, so I'm like, why not? It's only 100 gigs.
Ooh.
So yeah, that took a little while, a couple clearing of games, but so far it's beautiful. It looks awesome, and I'm still playing on the original Xbox. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Cool. Yeah, well, like I've been downloading all the free games every month for PlayStation, and I haven't gotten around to any of them. But
yeah, the PlayStation, did they actually? You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. What? Did they already change it over to the new system?
I think they rolled it out.
So, you know what I did notice? With the rollout, they have a lot of their AAA titles like available now, like Returnal, the game I want to buy anyway. Spider-Man game, obviously God of War. Like they have a lot of really good game, perfect for like me and you who like never really did the PlayStation games.
Yeah, well, God of War is the free game this month anyway, so I just downloaded that.
Yeah, but yeah, they have like both Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales, so you gotta download the Spider-Man because we're gonna be doing that anyway. But yeah, I think that seems pretty cool, and I do like some of the more random PS3 horror games. Like they have that Fear game that I've never actually played.
No, I'll have to check it out more. I haven't touched any of that at all, really. So,
yeah.
But yeah, no, I do know people were complaining that like they were saying, 700 games will be available, and it's only like 200, something like that. So, a little bit of that old not living up. But hey, so far people are saying the ROMs run all right and shit like that. I haven't heard any complaints. So cool.
I mean, I also kind of feel like PlayStation, they don't need to try to compete with Game Pass. They sold more systems. Game Pass just is better. They just need to move on. That's it.
Yeah. Well, they already said, like we talked about, they're never going to have day one releases on their system. So
no. Oh, but Jim, there's demos.
And
everyone cares about demos, Jim.
Demos made by PlayStation, not even the devs. So I'm sure it's going to be a great representation.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm excited, but Chambers, I think the real bulk of this episode has to be to the many questions we received. So what do we got from our awesome patrons this week?
Patreon.com/DrinkABeerandPlayAGame, where for as little as $2 a month, you can ask a question and we will answer on each and every single one of these Power Hour podcasts. So, first up from JD Maines, holding all other variables constant like graphics, control, etc., which game has the best story? I know it won't be anything recent with Jim because, like me, he probably speeds through dialogue. Yes, I do. Especially Elden Ring and that fucking George R.R. Martin gibberish. I don't care.
I mean, does he mean just any new game?
I think he's just saying any game in general what has the best story.
Shit.
If you take like control and graphics and all that shit out of the equation. That's a fucking toughie.
I mean, that's really tough.
I mean, I know I'm a mark for them, but I might have to go the Shadowrun games from the 16-bit era, like both Genesis and Super NES. Like, take your pick. Like, I think the Super NES one probably has a deeper story, so maybe that would have to be my straight-up pick. But for a cool, cyberpunk, kind of Blade Runner knockoff-ish kind of feel, any of the Shadowruns, that Genesis or Returns, you're not going to really go wrong there.
Yeah, I knew you would do a terrible pick. Now, I don't know.
I did a game you liked!
No, it's so... I mean, like, the real answer is it's going to be whatever you like. So, yeah, for you, Shadowrun makes the most sense. I'm trying to think of games where, like, all I cared about was a story. And all I can think of are modern examples I had just finished. Like I really did like The Witcher story. I don't know if I can't really say because it's so new. The God of War, if you look at the franchise, how it went from the Greek shit into now the Norse and like the story carries over and what it's like leading up to, I really like that. But I'm also a nerd for like mythology.
MK mythology?
That's actually probably the best story mode it is the best story mode in a fighting game series.
Yep.
Speaking about, we mean 9 and 10 and 11. Not so much before then. Yeah. I'll just to easily throw it out there, I'll go God of War. But yeah, that is a great question.
Yeah.
I know, Jim, like you said, I know you're not. When was the last new game that you actually cared or didn't completely skip through dialogue of the story?
Ooh. That's fucking tough. You know what? Fucking Blasphemous. I was hooked into all the lore and everything that they were going through with that. So definitely fucked up religious overtones of everything like that in there, but that told a really cool story on top of everything else that was going on, being a great Metroidvania. So,
Okay.
And you know what? I didn't skip through any of the dialogue really with Hades either.
No, Hades is great. Hades is weird though because it's like you and I both only did the one run through. I feel like we need to go all 10 times to really get the story. So
Yeah.
You know what? I have been having a hankering to go back to that now. Like it's been long enough where I'm like, maybe I'll run back through it.
Yeah, what do you call it? I saw someone like post their like collection of PS5 games and they had Hades there. And I was like, oh man, I want to play through Hades again. But I was like, no, you have other shit to do.
I just wonder, since when you play back through though, you still have like all the same, like all your powers and shit. So it's like, in theory, it may be easier.
Unless you want to do all those new challenges and like,
those
different modes
crazy ones. Yeah. No, great question though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh wait, Jim, Plague Tale.
Oh shit,
What
that
about
was
that
a great story. Yeah, I didn't skip through any of that either. Fuck.
Yeah.
and the new one's coming out soon, so I'm excited for that. I'm actually excited for a new game.
If that actually, I think they said it is coming to Game Pass.
It's coming to Game Pass day one. Yep.
Do you think that'll be like within that same week you'll download it and try it?
Yeah, I'll at least download it and hopefully put a little time into it. So yeah.
Nice. Nah, but great question though.
Yep. Oh man, speaking of great questions, Brian from Travis Lee, who would come first, Spyro or Bubsy?
What does he mean by come, Jim?
What do you think he means by come, Brian?
I don't know because I'm not reading it.
It's,
So I
it's
don't
spelled
know.
C-U-M. Jizz, sperm, splooge, ejaculate,
Spyro or who?
Bubsy.
Probably Bubsy because you know he ain't getting any.
See, Brian.
Spyro gets it all.
See, Brian, I was also going to say Bubsy, but Bubsy's famous phrase is what could possibly go wrong. So I just assume he would be hoisted by his own petard, and he would obviously come first after talking such a big game. So,
So we're agreeing that Bubsy comes first.
yes, we are.
Okay. See, you started that by saying, "See, Brian, I was gonna say that," and then
I was going more analytical, Brian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to break it down into the science behind it. You can't just throw a name out there.
Thank you, Travis. It was a great question. Spyro, you win again.
So actually, Phony followed up with another question because at first he was going to say, will you be getting Shredder's Revenge and playing it and doing a co-op playthrough, which we obviously did. So he followed that up with, how come rollerblading and skateboarding isn't popping like it was in the 90s? Do kids still do it? Same with Razor scooters.
Well, Razor scooters I always felt were kind of silly. Rollerblading, I mean, I grew up loving the shit out of it. I went to the skate place that we went to where I lived was the Palace. Although people did quads too, so, you know, rollerblading was its own thing. I did rollerblading hockey most of my life. Even got on but didn't stay on the Drexel team that they had for rollerblading. Skateboarding, I feel like I don't really, I don't think it's dead. I feel like it's just not as big. Like Tony Hawk made it so much bigger.
Yeah.
And then it's still popular. Just, yeah, that the boom, it's kind of like wrestling. Like no one will ever refeel that late 90s wrestling vibe, like the late 90s skateboarding vibe. Rollerblading though, yeah, that is a good one. I don't see anyone doing it. I don't know if there's a particular reason. Maybe because now everything is like you can just have an electric scooter or like an electric this or an electric that. So it's like, why use your own leg power anymore? I don't know.
Because the goddamn kids are too busy stuck in the goddamn doors and sitting on Discord and playing their vidya. That's the problem.
Well, I think
Speaking of, link to our Discord below.
Well, no, here's the thing. I think you know what to replace that, as I'm being serious about things with engines, those hoverboards. Like, that's the thing.
No, I haven't seen one of those in a long time, though.
But I still, every so often, like, going up around my brother's neighborhood, like, I still see kids in that neighborhood.
Yeah, rich kid toys.
I mean, well, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like shit like that is what replaced, like you said, you're not going to go back to vinyls unless you're a nerd. You're going to go with digital. So...
Well, you know what? It's weird because, like, I never see kids playing, like, street hockey anymore or shit like that. Like, that was happening all the time when I was a kid. Hell, even I would play with my neighbors, and to go back to the skating part, I couldn't skate to save my fucking life. This might come as a shock. This might come as a shock. Me, the king of balance and coordination over here. I was a kid playing in sneakers while everyone else was in skates. Let's just say that was more, that gave me a better chance.
Jim, for a Patreon, can me and you play each other in roller hockey?
Oh, my God.
With checking?
No, I don't want to break anything because I'm not even going to make it to you. I'm just going to fall.
Jim!
Even with quads, I'll just fall right on my ass.
What about ice skating, Jim? Were you good at that?
Never done it. Never even attempted.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to, you know what? We got to do it and we got to film it.
Is that going to be the Christmas gift to the patrons this year,
Jim,
Brian?
you know what we should do? We should do our popping our cherries. Do that as its own segment, and we'll each do something. Like, there's plenty of stuff I've never done that it'll be like we can film it. It'll be like my first time, your first time ice skating and stuff.
Brian's first time doing cocaine.
Damn it! All right, get to a couple thousand a month.
Well, you heard it, people. Let's ruin Brian's life. Hey, see, that's the right idea with the sniffles. There you go. But yeah, I mean, I just think more, there's more inside shit to do. We just got done we're not done, but you know what I mean with the whole pandemic thing. So, and I just think everyone's lazier these days. So there you go. But
yeah.
No, I mean, it also depends on the area. Like my area, I don't see anyone skating around. But like if you go downtown, like in Center City, Philly, for example, you'll see people grinding on the parks and shit like that. So. Like Brian said, it's got its fans, but it's not mainstream anymore.
No.
Ain't no one talking about the X Games. But last up from Burn Retinas, favorite Final Destination death? Right, this is right up your alley.
I don't know if it's favorite, but it's the one that still sticks with me, and it's the one that probably most people would say is driving behind the big log.
Damn it, that was gonna be my answer because that's the only one I really
Because
remember.
that is like to me the most. Because is that in that same one when the water bottle slides under the brake and she can't like press it because of that?
I forget.
Or is that a different one?
I think I've only seen the first. They all blend together.
I know.
I think I've only seen like the first two.
Yeah, I've maybe seen the first three. Because that's two things. Like, my wife always yells at me, like, if the water bottle drops anywhere near my side, hurry up, get it, because it's going to roll
My
under
wife
you.
does. Well, they are sisters, so it makes that more sense. But yeah, she does the same thing. That and with the fucking, like, the log. It's probably not even from watching the movies. It's just from our wives bitching at us
Just
to not do these certain things.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the one I think about the most. But there are plenty of, like, crazy ass. I mean, that's the thing. That movie is, you don't give two shits about the plot.
No.
You just care about the kills. So
No, and they came up with some fun, creative shit, but I haven't watched them in so goddamn long.
And you know what? I feel like that's what this current gen of movies is missing. There's not enough movies that are either A, willing to be so goofy that they're parodies of other movies, a la like Top Gun, even like the scary movies, as terrible as they were, like just straight up parody movies, because I think they got played out by doing them so much. But I want shit like that. I want movies like The Final Destination that you're just there for goofy ass kills and the over the top action films, because the closest thing we got to that right now is like the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, and even that's a relic. So
yeah,
I mean, what do you call it? I mean, with horror, like, did you watch the Happy Death Day to You movies?
Yeah.
Like, they're fun. They're kind of in that same vein.
Oh yeah, yeah. Horror.
They're like the only ones in horror, like right now, still doing like the goofy shit.
Exactly. Like yeah.
Everything else is so serious.
Oh, it's so goddamn. It's so dreary. So whatever. It's like they're now in the DC universe in horror. It's like, have a little fun with it, guys. Come on. So yeah, now I go with the logs.
Yeah,
so, Jen,
I'll take the water bottle. I'll take the water bottle.
No, that's a great question, though.
I mean, Brian, we both know that as far as film history goes, a water bottle is not the worst thing to get stuck behind your brake pedal. So,
God damn it! I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it.
Had to be done.
It didn't. You know what? It didn't. Son of a bitch.
But yeah, that wraps up the Patreon questions for this week. So once again, thank you to everyone for the support. Once again, get those questions in every week. We post them all the time. Check the links to our other tiers where you can get bonus episodes, where we do movie reviews, which one should be coming out this week, Brian?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the newest bonus episode will be dropping this week at some point. And if you want to go to the $10 tier, you can use this as a billboard for your content. The different tiers, you can request a game review, request a movie review, or really get both. So there you go. Bunch of shit out there.
Yep. So thank you guys once again. Truly, truly appreciate it.
Yep. And if you're new to the podcast and listening on iTunes and Spotify, please leave a 5-star review. And any review you leave, we will read on the show.
Jim, did you know that beautiful stout of yours may actually be good for your heart?
Oh, really? And what reason would that be, Brian?
Well, Jim, there's been a study done at the University of Wisconsin that dark beer may be better for the heart due to the flavonoids in dark beer. And I like saying flavonoids because they help prevent blood clots.
When I first read this article, I was like, there's no way flavonoid's a real thing.
You're like, it sounds too much like a nerd word.
Yeah. What do we call this thing in beer with the flavor that makes it feel good? Flavonoids.
Jim, I know you
That's
thought
dumb
of,
shit I would think of.
But I know when you say flavonoids in your mind, you just think of, what's his face? Fink from Simpsons.
Flavonoids.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, now granted, let's be honest, this article that you have is from 2003.
Now, because I forget where I found this article from. I think it was just something on Twitter, someone that sent me. And I was like looking for more updated ones, but they all just link back to this 2003 one. So I was like, I guess this is the one.
It's very interesting because it's really not only talking about beer. He's just saying dark liquors, including wines and actual liquors, just tend to, and once again, he's basically saying the flavonoids in the products he sells release oxidants, and that helps kind of free up blood clotting. And they even, I think it's kind of weird. He even like did it to dogs too.
He did it. Yeah, their test subject was a dog with like a restricted heart valve or something like that.
Yeah.
So a dog that already had like heart problems, basically. It's like, oh, let's see what'll fuck this thing up more.
I mean, he did it with people too, but it's interesting because they didn't only do alcohol. They even tried it for like purple grape juice versus white grape juice.
Yeah.
So, basically because of that, he said, now the one thing he said to really focus on it is to get the maximum benefit is you should be drinking these while eating, like having with meals, not just mass consuming them.
They also went the extra mile to say, you should also do it in moderation and not, having more than 2 drinks a day, which you can tell us is a 2003 article because now it'd be like you can't drink more than 3 sips without killing yourself. So,
well, that's what's funny. And if you do tinfoil hat, who's behind it? But if you still look today,
is it the globalists?
Yes, Jim. It's the lizard people and the globalists, but they still basically say like you can have like, I find it amazing just even saying like 2 drinks a day is fine, and they're not little drinks. They're like 2 full ass beers or so many ounces of wine or so much liquor. I'm like, every day you're saying that's fine to do? I'm like, that doesn't seem right. Even to casual drunks like me and you. I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, this is true. But I mean, right, does this argument mean that the precious craft beer IPA is actually not as good for you as,
that'd be correct,
say, a fine porter or stout?
Porters and stouts are kings.
Right. Are we saving lives with no IPA May? Is that what we're trying to do?
I mean, I didn't want to say we're philanthropists, but
I think that involves us giving money to people, Brian. I don't think that's
no, it's giving. It's not just about money, Jim. Don't be a globalist.
Look, Brian, I mean, I know we joked about on the stream of TMNT saying we're better than Jesus, but I mean, it's looking more and more like it.
Jim, I said, no, you said it because you think you're the Beatles.
I think I'm the B Sharps.
I said we can be like him because he's a later.
A what?
You heard me.
A later?
Yep.
What the fuck's a later?
It's a later.
Ugh. You and your fucking Oxford Circle goddamn language.
But Jim, the real interesting thing is, I've said this for a long time, Guinness being still probably my favorite easy go-to like drink. That thing is actually it's lower in calories than you might think. It's 125 calories.
No, I mean, what do you call it? Because I do my calorie counting. Like after I had one with you and I was like, wow, this is way better than I remembered. And I put my calories in and I was like, there's like nothing to this.
Yeah. So, better for your heart, calorie conscious.
Better for the waist. I mean,
just do it. Nike.
God damn it. It is funny. I was in like some random thread in a Facebook group and like it was something about IPAs and people were just shitting on them. And they're like, yeah, and people still pretend they like Guinness too. And I was like, yeah, this is a guy who hasn't moved on from the Coors Light section.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, well, they can all suck it, and we have the flavonoids.
We do have the flavonoids.
But Jim, I have to be honest. We have flavonoids, and it's my preference. But this next goddamn article leads me to go, great, I'm drinking the thing that this article is all about.
Yeah, Brian, you picked a great time to have Coors Light, didn't you?
Because straight from breaking911.com, there is a couple different types of Coors Light that are being recalled. Excuse me. Now, I should say this is in St. Louis, of basically people pouring out thick, gelatinous, whatever, syrup-like substances in their Coors Light. Now, I did actually, as we were like starting,
I'll cut you off real quick. Like, it was on more things than Breaking 911. I know Breaking's not known for their accuracy with headlines, so.
But Jim, it also has your precious Keystone on there.
I know, and I am heartbroken. I am wearing a Keystone shirt right now, Brian. I'm trying to be the new Keystone. I am starting a movement. God damn it.
Damn it, Jim. But I did check the little number. I was like, let me make sure these beers are okay.
Brian, you didn't want to risk it? You didn't want to have a surprise?
Jim, now here's a question for you. Would you have definitely thrown it out if you had started drinking that?
You know what? That's a
Or
tough
would
question.
or would you in your mind you go, I need to record this and then drink it?
It would either be I need to record this, or the cheapskate in me would think, well, they can't all be syrupy defects.
Like, yeah, there's no way.
Right, I
you would
can't.
throw
I don't
out
have
that-
the $18 to spare right now. All right, I need to get my 50 cents worth out of my beers.
Now, is this something, a la LA Beast? If you had a defective case, would you be willing to drink the whole thing and see how your body reacts to it?
Oh God, ugh, that's a scary proposition right there. I mean, maybe a couple, but I mean, we would need to hit the triple digits in our patron numbers for me to even fucking remotely think about that, because I would need to pay for the hospital stay.
Jim, it would just be another long night in the bathroom for you. Come on, you've been there. You've been down this road.
I've been down this road a lot of times. I'll probably be down this road come Friday night, but
Oh, God. And you know what? I'm also getting you suspenders. I'm not having you be pantsless again for the millionth time. It's not happening, Jim. Don't try.
Right.
No.
Right, I don't want to pee my pants again.
I'm just getting
I can't do it twice in calendar year 2020.
I'm just getting you an adult diaper. That's all there is to it.
You know what? Not a bad investment for me. That would probably be smart, actually.
Jim's
yeah,
like,
no,
God
if you
damn,
go-
this is comfortable.
But yeah, getting back to the article, there's not much to say besides there is a defect, and it really does look like syrupy goo, like clear syrupy goo coming out of these cans. It's disturbing. And, if you click the link to the article, you can see a bunch of TikToks and, little Twitter clips of people pouring it out. And, ugh.
Well, I mean, here's the deal. That looks like the same kind of syrup you would see in soda. I don't know from beer.
That's way more viscous than what you would get in a soda.
No. I'm saying, like, that's the kind of syrup they use to make soda. So, like, what that consistency is what they do before they process to get the soda of what you're used to.
Okay, yeah.
I'm saying, like, I don't know what in the beer making process.
It looks like hand sanitizer.
Yeah, it looks like it's like a hand sanitizer, almost like a simple syrup. It's very odd. Like I said, they don't really comment on what it is. But he basically just said it happened at a specific canning line. And granted, in all reality, there's not going to be anything in that's dangerous to you.
Right.
It's just not what it's supposed to be. That's why, like, I don't think it would actually hurt you if you drank. It just probably wouldn't digest well for you. But I don't think it would, like, actually hurt you.
No, probably not. And so far, they're saying there's been no food safety issues related to it. So,
Jim, it's not going to be like in the Hulk movie where Stan Lee drinks the tainted soda and then dies.
Yes, that is one way to put it. I have no rebuttal.
It's a good movie.
You know what? It is a solid movie, especially for one of those early Marvel ones. And for how much of a fucking mess it was behind the scenes.
Still, good movie.
Yes.
I'm just saying, Zenkov.
Okay. But yeah, so, I mean, if you're in the St. Louis area and you're feeling daring, maybe head down to your store, play a little Russian roulette with the case of beer that you buy, and tell us about the results.
And if you're in St. Louis, you probably want to anyway.
Send us your cummy beer.
Damn it. Don't spend $14 on Jim's beer. Get the cummy beer.
I mean, you'll get some bang for your buck and a story from that. Though this is a goddamn delicious beer, I have to say. I'm babying the shit out of this. I'm actually
You
savoring.
are. I'm actually kind of mad at you.
Why?
Being a sis. Being a Nance.
Being an ants. Right, it's a $15 can of beer. I'm going to fucking savor every ounce of it.
Be more Spyro. Don't be so bubsy. Come on.
No, Bri. Bubsy would have drank it way too fast. And then came.
Damn it.
Except for me, where I drink it slowly and then come.
God. Damn it, Jim.
What?
Don't what me.
What? I don't see a problem.
You want it. So, Jim, we've would you say we've been a little harsh to a lot of beer companies who've made very terrible minimalist decisions on their labels?
Yeah, here and there. A few times over the years.
And I still defend our dislike of that.
Well,
fully.
we're correct. So,
Well, yeah. But one company who we actually just had 3 weeks ago, and I know I've talked about a lot.
and a specific beer. This specific one too.
Yeah, Clown Shoes thinks it's time for excuse me, a craft beer redesign. Goddamn, hold on. Okay, I'm good.
Right. Are you gonna remember to edit that out this time?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, because you never do.
Because Jim, I don't edit. I stop editing out your burps. So, what's a sneeze gonna do at this point? And you know, Jim, every time you burp, you rob your asshole of a fart. So stop doing it.
Brian, I have enough farts to go around. All right, I don't need to worry about robbing anything of anything.
But yeah, so here's the thing I'm confused about, Jim. Are they claiming that Space Cake was the first redesign, or that?
I don't know if it was the first redesign, but I think it's the first one that. So the reason that we had this article, actually, it's funny because when we had this Space Cake IPA, Clown Shoes, like, you know, I always tag Clown Shoes in the tweets and all that shit. And they actually, someone was asking about, like, is that the same label? And then they actually responded to everyone and was like, yeah, we changed it. Here's the reason why. And they put up their own article that they wrote for it. So, yeah, the long story short of the article is, like, you know, they've been around for a while. And Space Cake first came out in 2014. So when it came out in 2014, you know, there weren't nearly as many craft breweries around at the time. And they really focused on the art and, like, having a real bombastic, you know, kind of right in your face, you know, signature art style. And it was really cool. But as time went on, a lot of other places started to do it too. So so they didn't abandon their design. I'll give them credit there. But they shifted the really cool art to the back of the can. And in the front of the can, they just left it with the name of the beer, the name of it, and the name of the brewery, and the description of what's in there. So basically, when they stock it on the shelves at, like, you know, beer stores and shit like that, people can look at it right away without having to do extra work, which is actually not a bad idea when you think about it, because you only get so much time to make an impression on people. So if they can look at it right away and see, you know, brewed and canned and 9% and tropical and juicy, they might go, oh, okay, I know what I'm getting with this, and I'll give it a shot.
Well, here's the deal. Number one, I do love that what they put the picture down below that of, like, it was the April Fool's Day joke.
The really super
minimalist
ones, yeah.
where I love that they did, like, yeah, take a shot at all those assholes who have it that way. But I don't know.
Right. Do you mean like the fucking Philadelphia Eagles with their new goddamn logo?
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. I don't.
You want to talk about minimalist bullshit? God damn it.
And it's everywhere. We know Jim and I obviously focus on the beer part, but, like, why is everything going to this minimalism shit? Like, it needs to revert, do something. But yeah, I still think that even the new label, I still prefer the way Clown Shoes is written on the original glass. I like that a little more.
I like the original logo more. Yeah.
I like the font in the Space Cake on the new can better.
Very Star Trek-y.
Yeah. I respect that they just want to put in there the essentials, like, right on the front of the can, but that they didn't abandon the artwork. That's the thing. Like, keep the fucking effort in the artwork. Fine, it's smaller, but, like, at least they're not doing the bullshit that everyone else is doing. So I'm glad, because to me, these guys, Three Floyds, I kind of feel like, I guess you could say Neshaminy Creek is still putting some effort into it. There's a lot of breweries that are just going off the deep end with just minimalism, and it's really pissing me off.
Conshohocken still puts effort into theirs, even though the beers themselves aren't that great.
Flying Dog, I still don't think they have great beer, but they have great art. Inspired by, what the hell's the artist's name?
Right, do I look like a guy who would know?
I feel like you did know. It, you know, with, like, that crazy kind of graffiti style.
I mean, I know what you're talking about, but now I couldn't tell you who it was.
Yeah, but, like, you know, I don't know. And hey, I know every company can grow and yada yada yada.
Well, it is funny too that they mentioned that, like, as they've grown, like, they realize that, like, their clientele is getting older. So they're like, yeah, people who drink our shit's between 21 and their 40s. So now they need to cut out the middleman and be like, all right, here's what you're getting. That kind of deal.
I guess. I mean, they also know the market, and as you said, they're probably testing it out. Like, do people want to see what's on the can, or is it still the appeal of the art? I think everyone we've talked to still gets like that feeling of like going to the video store, seeing a cool can. It draws you in. It at least gets you to pick up the can and say, what is this? Because, yeah, a lot of times I still go to a beer store. I have no idea what the hell kind of beer it even is. I'm like, oh, that design's kind of cool. Oh, it's another IPA or sour. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to put like an investment in to pull it like off the shelf and be like, what the fuck is this? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll be honest. I'm not the beer type that goes in saying, I right now want like chocolate stout. Like, I don't go, I go in there and I say, what catches my eye? You know, maybe I'm weird in that way. Maybe some people just go in there and only know, I want a stout, I want a lager, whatever. I don't know. But that begs a question. What are you? I mean, other than cheap. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean, like, I know you go in there.
Right. No offense taken.
I'm saying, I know you go in there and you're like, I just want to get Keystone or Coors. But if you know you're going to get craft beer, and it's not your wife grabbing it from Acme or something, when you're searching, do you generally go, let me look at the IPAs and sours first, or are you just browsing in general?
I just browse and see whatever catches my eye.
I'm curious. I would love to do a poll of that. I want to see what people actually do.
And then from there, I break it down to price per alcohol content, and then kind of make some game time decisions from there.
But Jim, at this point, especially since you mostly get the fancier shit for this, you know you're not drinking to get drunk, so do you care quite as much about the alcohol?
No, but I still want to get my bang for my buck.
Damn it, Jim. Then just drink a few whiskers.
I mean, I could. But then, Bri, I'm diluting the effect of the beer itself. Gotta have the full flavored experience.
Don't say it like that, Jim.
Bri, I have to up my snob game.
But Jim, before we move on to our only video game topic, I have I'm stealing your bit a little bit, Jim. Instead of gamers mad, beer drinkers mad.
Go on.
So, we are a part of a interesting animated group, Breweries NPA.
We're part of that?
Well, we're like in the group on Facebook.
Oh, we are? Oh, okay.
Oh, we are.
Well, news to me.
There's always...
Oh, wait, I'm always banned from Facebook, so I can never see what's going on.
Well, Jim, stop being so... Never mind.
Look, Bri, I'm a victim of circumstance here, okay? Get a little spicy one time, and then you get put on a list, all right?
But this is your second strike, is it not?
Dude, this is like my sixth.
Oh, Chambers.
But it was only like a 2-day one, so it was very minor.
You're just rebelling against the system, aren't you?
That's right.
I
have to keep up a brand on Twitter for as good of a job as I had is, but when I'm myself on Facebook, oh boy.
Now here's the deal. Any group can become ridiculous, drama-filled. It's the internet. It's a cesspool.
Oh no, what's happening now in fucking breweries in PA?
So, I've told you before, it gets out of hand. Like, there's the DGM, Dirty Glass Mafia, as they call themselves, which is the cringiest, just most bullshitty name that like to just post bullshit on people's pictures when they have the little bubbles because they're dirty glass and haha, it's so funny. It's like so beyond, like, it's not even worth a meme. It's just so stupid, but certain people take it serious. The other topic that is equivalent to basically bringing up religion or politics at lunch is kids at breweries. And whoo, boy, do people get fired up about this. And the reason for the recent, I'll call it little mini fire, is Warwick Brewing posted a big to-do, which it's their business. They're doing what they're doing. They didn't outright say they're banning. They're just saying, hey, we've had a couple incidents. We'd really appreciate if people like keep the kids under control. We know we have like a 20-acre farm and We can't have kids like throwing stones or running around doing this. And it kind of sparked a whole bunch of other breweries to mostly posting kind, but then there were a few breweries that are saying now they're changing their policy to no kids at the brewery at all. Like, it's too much of a liability. We don't want it. So the division is like, you got either like people are absolutely do not want kids at the brewery. It's not a place for them, And then there's everyone under the sun who's like, well, my kids are perfect angels and they never do anything wrong, which is the biggest horse shit in the world.
Oh, yeah.
When you're the person who says that, you're the asshole kids. But, there's then, of course, there's the people that try to be the in-betweens. It's like, if a brewery decides to do that, it's their policy. Like, it is what it is. But it just sparks such an outrage. And seeing that, and seeing as we both have kids and we'd like to frequent breweries, like I just did this past week in Wildwood, which was almost meant for kids because we got there. They gave the kids like coloring books and crayons, and like it was fine. But there is a culture thing there. And I still put it to like the ultra hipster nerds who are probably white knighting for any girl that says hi to them, that don't want kids at a brewery, that really think that's not a place for them. And there are some dingy ass breweries, let me be honest.
Yeah.
You probably don't want kids there because it truly isn't. But then you have other places where it's like, well, it's fine. It's kind of almost like a mini restaurant to a degree. So I don't know. What's your take on it?
Well, Brian, as someone who has taken their kid to multiple breweries multiple times, but you know what? You can definitely tell when you're at a brewery and everyone's mad that you brought your kid.
Oh yeah.
Like it is so apparent. Like when I was talking about when I went to Cape May and I went to that Bear Brewing. Like it was fine, but like there was definitely a vibe there that was like, why the fuck did you bring your kid? It was like, and it was actually funny you mentioned this because we had a company, retreat kind of deal for one day at work. And, I was talking to a couple guys there about, breweries that I was hitting up. And they were just going off being like, yeah, I don't know why people bring their fucking kids to breweries. Like, leave that shit at home. I'm just sitting there going, la-da-da-da-da. And, because it's really a thing where, and I kind of get it for a lot of people. Like, they're thinking, like, this is my time out. Like, this is where I go to be an adult, basically. Like, why are you bringing someone to a place with alcohol and shit like that? But I'm more shocked that Warwick Brewery, of all places, is putting a kibosh on it because...
But that's what I want to be clear. They're not... They basically are like, hey, we'd really appreciate if you got the kids under control. We can't keep having these issues. So they didn't ban it. And at the end of the post, they also say, we do offer kids parties at our place. But you know what? Like, the one crux I think everyone missed is they were also complaining because people were bringing kids and bringing Coors on there. And they're like, and moms were bringing...
I can see that problem.
Where they're like, yeah, they're bringing, like, ciders or not ciders, the shit you drink, the White Claws and
seltzers,
stuff. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, we can't have that, guys. Like, come on. So, but here's the thing. Excuse me.
You know what it is, too, to get back to your point about, like, the hipster crowd, because, like, the most hardcore, in the beer scene is, a lot of the hipster guys and shit like that with the, the erotic pizza tattoos and all that bull crap. And you know what happens in that crowd a lot, too? A lot of them are very anti-kid. Obviously not saying all of them, but there is a big section that's very much like, I'm never having kids. I hate the societal pressure to start a family and shit like that, which I'm not going to get into. And if you don't want to have a kid, that's your thing. That's fine. Like,
Jim, you're acting like they have the choice, like anyone wants to touch it.
That's a good point, too.
I'm just saying. So they have to mask it like, I'm choosing not to do this.
Look, I see what they pair up with, and you know what? Maybe it makes sense. Maybe Zenkoff. But yeah, so you know what? Like, God, the anti-kid people are so hardcore about it. But then again, the kid people can be annoying too. So fucking everyone's annoying. It's the internet. But either besides the point. Like, yeah, you know what? If you want to have a place without kids, then go to a fucking bar. Or go to a tap house or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a brewery that has, like, a bunch of arcade machines set up there, for example, and, like, some random games and activities and shit like that, Like, I can see the brewery not wanting to turn away business, and it seems like a much safer environment than a bar, so you probably will get more parents to a place like that than you would at a straight-up bar and shit like that.
Yeah.
Where they can't have kids. So if you want to have your adult day out, then go to a bar, or, you know, find a local tap room that'll have 100 beers on tap and shit like that, but, like, obviously can't have kids in there and all that kind of shit. So, there are still places to go. I think we're trying to be, like, you know, bitchy about the kids at a brewery. It's like, come on. Like, the parents need to be able to, like, sometimes, a lot of the time, you can't just drop your kid off with someone. But you need to get out of the fucking house. So,
but it's also, I as you kind of pointed out, if you're a brewery that offers like a full menu, basically like a restaurant, then to me the gloves are off. If you're a place like many we've gone to where like the only option is like a food truck or what, like, and you're just a small ass like stools and maybe some couches, yeah, that's not really kid friendly. I can kind of get it. And this all comes with the caveat. Yes, of course, if you have little animals for kids and they're yelling or knocking shit over, yeah, that would be disruptive.
Yeah.
That's a different...
At that point, time to leave. Yeah, be a parent.
Yeah, but like, to just, as you said, you walked into places, you could feel eyes on you, like, and it wasn't even like you did anything yet. It was just the assumption, like, oh God, it's the same, but I did love people that, like, then the assholes came in there like, yeah, my dog is better behaved than kids. That's why I bring dogs.
Oh, eat my ass.
Where I'm like, then the argument started. It's like, well, you shouldn't bring dogs either. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, guess what? My kid's not going to shit on the floor. So
you hope.
mine is old enough now that she won't. And before there's diapers.
But will you?
Remains to be seen this Friday at Too Many Games.
I mean, and this kind of led into, I was kind of trying to pair this Beer Drinkers Mad into which is worse. What is worse? The asshole who is like kind of the people you've been describing, complete anti-kid, like that's ridiculous, or the parent that says my kid's well behaved and they don't do anything to correct their kid.
You know what? I think it's kind of obvious for what's worse. It's when it's the parent that doesn't correct their kid, because then that kid's ruining everyone's time.
Yep.
Where the annoying anti-kid beer drinker, they're not going to get in your face for no reason if you don't bring a kid. You'll never interact with them, so you won't have to have that problem. So, like, an asshole kid's going to be an asshole kid, and it's going to be annoying. So,
yeah. I don't know. I've never, honestly, before having kids, we never went to a place. We didn't do many breweries, honestly, definitely before this site. But, like, it was never something I thought about or cared that much about.
Right. It was the thing that was never on my mind, because, I mean, also, like you said, before we got married and had kids and before the site, like, it really wasn't a thing either. Like, there weren't all these microbreweries that you could just go to. Like,
now let me ask you.
It was a different world 10 years ago.
Say you didn't know, and as you were going through Cape May, what if you pulled up and like, yeah, no kids allowed here? Like, I'd
been like, okay, and then I'd been like, well, fuck this place, and then we'll just go on to another place. Like, I mean, at least with Cape May, there's a billion spots to go to, so it doesn't really matter. But I would have been annoyed, and I would have never gone back there.
Like, say you made the trip out to Warwick.
Like, I'll tell you this, like that bear brewing that I brought up before, besides the fact the beers weren't that great, like, just because of the vibe there, I'm probably not going to go back.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those deals where I get it, like, and I do believe every place is free to make whatever rules they want.
You know what? I can see kids being a liability and shit too. Like, obviously, I do get that. So if a place said no kids, I'd be annoyed, but I'd be like, all right, no kids. Fine.
No kids, yeah.
At least be upfront about it. Don't, like, let us in, but be like, meh, the whole time.
Yeah, so it's amazing, though. And it's funny how sensitive the admins are on there. And I would love to get them on here, because they shut down comments on, like, when people start posting, like, right away. I'm like, let the motherfucker burn. Like, who cares? Like, why do you censor that so quickly.
Do they do that?
Oh, dude, that's the ongoing meme. There's always someone who like posts a picture. They're like, comment section being shut down in 3, 2, 1, and like 4 comments later, it is like comments are turned off or disabled.
Oh, come on.
They do it
really?
all. It's such a running gag. Like, I got one of my photos banned from there just to piss them off. Like, I posted like a craft beer, but right next to it was a Budweiser because they hate when macros are posted.
Oh, should I post that picture I just put on Instagram with all my
dude, yeah,
shit?
you absolutely should. You should say
I'm
like
doing it right now.
PA boy. It will get either not shown, pulled off, or comments turned off. And people like the crowd are fun. They're like part of the joke. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those deals where it's like that group takes themselves a little too serious. And I would love to talk to them, but I don't know. I don't know if we're the demo for them.
I mean, probably not. But I can almost fully guarantee that we're probably not.
Jim, they'd come on here, see you have a Keystone flag behind you, and just be like, we're done.
They probably would, too. You are scum, sir, with your macro bullshit. Shut up.
But, Jim, I think...
Brian, before we move on,
yeah,
to cut off your transition you were trying to do, I did move on to another beer.
Go on.
So from, once again, good old St. Louis, the Missouri Beer Company, I'm drinking the Black Rye India Pale Ale.
So it's a black IPA?
Yes, it is. As I was pouring it, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. And I was like, man, this is a fucking dark IPA.
Yeah. Yeah, they're interesting styles.
It messes with my head, man.
It's weird because it's still mostly an IPA, but there's like the hintiest hint of smoke. I don't even smokiness is not the right word. It's for lack of a better term, it tastes like a darker IPA. It's the flavonoids. It really does.
7%. I mean, it's healthier for me. 7% alcohol, 77 IBUs, which it's kind of high, but it doesn't taste that bitter at all. But I also just had that, nice 9%er too, so probably it's not hitting as hard either. But tasty beer so far, I gotta say. But yeah, all these black IPAs are definitely weird. Like, it's just my eyes and my mouth just go, wait, something's not right here.
The only thing that was weirder for me than black IPAs is the white stouts that I've had.
White stouts is weird too. Yeah,
that fucks with me. I'm like, I don't know what you're doing here.
Yeah, this is definitely just like a creamier IPA. It's weird.
Did you ever have clear whiskey?
No.
Yeah, I had that in Baltimore. There was this one place, it was this little Irish bar I used to go to, and it was.
Does that mean it's aged like 400 years, or?
I just don't think it's aged in like brown barrels, basically, which is where it gets its color from.
It's aged in a what do you call it, plastic pint glass.
I don't know what it's aged in. Like it's weird because it still pretty much tastes like whiskey, but it's clear. So like my mind when I see clear, I'm thinking vodka or something like that. And like you take it and you're like, that's whiskey. Like those as you said, the mind fuck of like, I think I'm gonna have this. It's like banana apples. It throws you off.
Wait, what?
It's mini bananas that when you bite into them, it's the texture of a banana, but it tastes exactly like an apple.
What?
It fucks with your mind. They're really good, but you're literally, it has no taste of a banana whatsoever, but it is a banana, but it tastes like an apple.
I have to try this because I fucking hate biting into apples. I hate the texture.
Then you could eat the shit out. If you like bananas, then you could have your apple fill.
I love bananas.
Yeah, and they're like mini. They're not like full size. They're like a whole bunch is like I forget, they're not much. I feel like I haven't looked for them in a while, but that and cotton candy grapes are amazing.
Ooh, I've not had these either.
It tastes like pure cotton candy, and it's a grape.
No shit.
See, Jim, opening up your world.
You are.
Wait. There's a video for your Jim's
Speaking
first
of open
time.
worlds?
There's your Jim's first time, Jim. And yes, it was a good transition. Speaking of open worlds.
Was a good transition.
So, Jim, would you say the feedback has been good or bad for Sega Sonic Frontiers?
Well, Brian, if I had to take a little shot in the dark there, say it wasn't great. Say they've had better.
Here's the deal. You and I gave our thoughts on it. And I didn't think we were overtly negative. We just said it was weird.
And there's been a couple more trailers since then, which have also been weird, and also haven't changed my opinion so far. Like, he still looks slower than I would expect.
Way too slow.
The combat still looks boring. It's a weird fucking game.
And that's not to say maybe in playing it, a lot of those feelings go away. Maybe it is fun. Who knows? But most Sega fans, well, most fans, I won't even say Sega fans, most fans have basically been pleading with Sega to push Sonic Frontiers back, which this has to be one of the first times where a game company's like, no, we want to deliver it on time, and fans are actually saying, like, no, delay it, because it does, like, I mean, maybe it's happened. I feel like that's the first time I've ever heard of that happening.
You know what? Like, I've heard of, like, games being delayed and people bitching that it's delayed, but also going, yeah, what if they're going to make a good game, then cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't really heard about them being like, no, everyone looking at the trailers is wrong. The game's cool. Like, what? And even funnier is, like, it's come out since the fact after all these trailers. All these trailers are apparently of an earlier build. So why are you putting trailers out?
So why are they?
An earlier build that looks worse.
Are they trying to underpromise and overdeliver?
What the fuck is Sega doing?
I mean, Jim, they haven't had a win in how long?
I mean, unless it's been made by Atlas, they have not. I mean, Sonic Mania, but that wasn't really made by anyone at Sega, so yeah.
Here's the deal. I said last time, I want this to be a good game because I'm sure with my son, I'm going to end up having to play it. And I want it to be entertaining for myself. I didn't think Breath of the Wild was that good. I don't think Sonic belongs in an open world like this.
But, Bri, it's not open world. It's open zone. So all the clips that we've seen is of the open world, which is more of a hub. And then you go to zones that are more populated with stuff to do.
Even if that is the case, I don't know. You know what? Maybe if they're pulling a veil over our eyes and, like I said, they're trying to underwhelm and then deliver on something that's way better, who knows? Maybe they're being geniuses, Jim.
So, from the article, we took it from Go Nintendo, but it was all over the place. Sonic Team studio head Takashi Iizuka commented that the playtesters are giving the game considerable praise, and the team has no plans to push it back to polish things up. But there is one thing that really fucking stuck out to me. So there is a line that said, from our... Let me see, is this the... Hold on a second. I had this line. We didn't realize it. All right, hold on. I took the line. Hold on. Sorry. I'm tripping all over myself here, Brian.
I'm kind of just letting it happen, Jim.
I
want to see where this goes.
No, I do not blame you, but I believe it was from this article, but it could have been from another article about it. But yes, okay, so they, and either this or a different article, they went and said that Frontiers is in development now. And actually, we've been doing a lot of play testing with our target audience who would be in that demographic of someone who'd play a Sonic game and enjoy it. So
you're padding it with people that are automatically probably going to defend it and say it's great.
Exactly. So you can't say that, like, you know, oh, but our playtesters are loving it. Well, yeah, if you throw a Sonic fan a demo of an early Sonic game and go, here, let me tell you what it's like, they're probably going to fucking like it.
That's why Sega's where it's at, I guess. I don't know what else to say. It doesn't make sense that... Here's the deal. Like, the fans that have been complaining, and once again, since you're more online, what do they think extending it will do? I don't think anyone's happy with anything. Like, you'd need a whole new world, a whole new combat system, a whole new... Like, it's not like just make a few tweaks. Even if you populate the shit out of it, would that satisfy everyone? I doubt it, because the combat looks kind of boring. So, calling for it to go, you know, if anything, be like, make it a $40 game. Or, like, you know, do something like that.
Good luck with that.
I know. But, yeah, I don't know. When is this due to come out?
I think it's supposed to be by like Christmas, something like that, like late stage 2022. Like 6 months from now. So yeah, probably around Christmas time.
Yeah. Yeah, just holiday 2022. So yeah, probably Christmas time. I mean, do you think there's any hope for this? That you know the Sega fanboys will rally, the Sonic fanboys will rally. So whatever their number is, fine. But like you're a Sonic fan, you're a Sega fan. Do you think you're really gonna? I know you're not gonna do day one. I know that for sure.
No.
But I mean, do you think this is something you would eventually pick up?
You know what? You say I'm a Sonic fan, but when I think about it, and we do have to play through Sonic 3 and Knuckles all the way as a Patreon request.
Yep.
But there's only a few Sonic games I've really like enjoyed, and they're all older. And like anytime I try to play like the newer ones, everyone says like, "Oh, this is the best Sonic game of this type."
Yeah.
I've played them and been like, meh. Because the two that come to mind, Sonic Mania and Sonic Generations. I played through both of them. And by the end of both, I was kind of like, all right, I'm glad to be done this.
Yeah.
Like, Sonic Mania was well made, but it was very much, I've done this before. And then Sonic Generations, I'm just like, ugh. Like, the 3D Sonic, it's just all about boosting and, it's boring. And then the 2D sections were still, like, a little floatier than, like, a tight actual 2D game, so I didn't see the hype for it. So I don't think I'm that really Sonic demographic. I only really like 1, 2, and Spinball. That's it.
Well, I think we've said this before, and I know a lot of people will disagree with me. I feel like Sonic is a thing that outlived its usefulness in games, but the character is the thing that survives. In other media, Sonic lore, movies, shows, even as a character in other games, perfect.
Yeah.
As games itself, put it to bed. Like, let the Sonic thing live, do other shit, but it's just, I don't think it's ever going to get the resurgence it wants. So
it's got its hardcore audience, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what it would take for like a Sonic game to really just like hit like that again.
It'd be almost impossible because the allure of Sonic, the birth of his whole character and being was that it was a game that was just light years faster than Mario. That
right,
was
the anti-Mario.
Yeah, so it's like there's no need for that now, and it was kind of a flash in the pan. I don't want to simplify it that much, but I'm like, it had its time. It's done. Move on. So
not to say someone can't do something cool with it, and not to say that Frontiers can't be cool. It looks terrible right now, but not to say that it couldn't be spruced up and look pretty cool by the time it comes out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all signs point to, oh boy. You know what? I think Frontiers would have been way better with a different character from the Sonic universe.
Like Knuckles?
Knuckles or even fucking Tails. Let me just fly around a big world and do missions and shit like that.
Which, I mean, as we said, maybe that is a feature, though I don't know. But yeah, I
mean, maybe Sonic can go super fast after you do a lot of unlocking and do new powers, which will make it more fun to run around. Maybe.
I still think movies have figured out how to do speedster characters right. Games aren't there yet. Unless you just make a game like Super Hot or a Bullet Time where everything slows down, a speedy character in a game, the way to do it before was Sonic, where you're moving so fast you don't see shit and the platforming's tight. But people aren't doing that. Like, if you want a 3D game with a super fast character, it is really hard to do well. And I can't think of a single game with a hyper fast character that I thought, oh, this captures super speed really well. It's just not done.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything.
So,
at least that I've played.
Yeah. So, like I said, you'd have to do something a la Super Hot, where like once you activate your super speed, everyone else is just so slow, and then you feel like, oh shit, this is awesome. But then you'd meter it, and it would be in section. So it is what it is. But an open world Breath of Wild clone, it ain't it. I hope it. I do want it to do well. I wouldn't put my money on it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no, I want it to be a good game, but right now I have no faith until they show me something that I can have faith in. But
Yeah,
this
exactly.
super early drip of content they're doing is not the way to market it.
Yeah. So, Chambers, the real question is between your weird black IPA and your delicious stout, which one do you like better?
Oh, the stout was 1,000 times better.
You think
Like-
you'll go with another black IPA again?
I mean, maybe.
But you're not going to
obviously-
reach for it.
I'm not going to reach for it, but I mean, it's not bad. But it's like you said, it's got the smokiness and almost a portery-ish kind of body to it and taste while still having the bitterness of an IPA. It's weird, but it's not bad. But it's just like it's not going to be a go-to for me. But
Yeah.
that triple chocolate is fucking delicious. So
Yeah, those stouts, yeah.
I'll say, like, if you are like, fuck it, I'll splurge the money for it, you're not going to be disappointed.
You know what? It's funny. There is a price point with beer where I can probably guarantee you if you spend $12 to $18 on a bigger bottle, not little,
Yeah.
you're probably not going to be disappointed. Beer is one of those things, for the most part, I'm speaking very generally, the higher the price, you definitely will notice a better quality and you won't be disappointed. Whereas, like, with some liquors, you can go crazy with price. And unless you go really high, like with like scotches and stuff, you're not going to notice a crazy difference between an $80 bottle and a $30. But with beer, you spend $18 on a big bottle, you'll go, okay, I get it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, this was, what do you call it? This was basically a pounder for $15. So
Yeah. And speaking of pounders, this has probably been the least, I'm not even an inch close to tipsy. I've been after going through 3 of these, so it's Coors Light. It wasn't syrup, so what can I say?
It is what it is. Brian, you didn't drink the goo.
Damn it, Jim. Don't ever say that again.
This guy.
But once again, we want to say, if you guys happen to be at too many games, come up to us, drink a beer with us. We want to get to say hi to anyone, so please.
And like Brian said, we are bringing free merch. So
Yep. So just
and
come up,
Brian,
say
maybe
hi.
next week we'll announce some no IPMA winners.
The prizes are in delivery. That's the best I can say.
Okay, so when the prizes are in hand, then we'll
Yes,
say
I
who gets
don't want
prizes.
to. I don't want to say anything until prizes are in hand. Let's put it that way.
Let's put it this way: we've tried a bunch of these different outfits, and the quality that we get back from some of these questionable.
Just trying to make sure. Yep. Yeah. So with that, we want to say thank you so much to everyone. If you're watching, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications, tell your friends about it, let them know. If you're listening to us on iTunes or Spotify, please hit subscribe. It will help us so much. And if you give us a 5-star rating, no matter what you say, even if you want to bash us, we will bring it up on this podcast. With that, we want to say have a good night, everyone, and cheers.
Cheers, guys.